guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we'll be learning how to draft our basic skirt pattern. So I have here with me my skirt measurements. I have my skirt length, my waist circumference, my hip length, my hip circumference, and my bust span measurement. So the first thing we'll be doing is measuring our hip circumference. Okay, so our hip circumference is 40 inches, so you're going to be dividing that by 2 or probably by 4. Okay, but at a slower pace we're going to be doing it gradually. So you have a box here. So my hip is here already. I have 20 inches for my hip. Okay, so you divide your hip by 2, so that is 20. Then the 20 inches in your box, then you're going to divide it by 2 also. So after dividing my hip into 2, I have 10 on both sides. So this is my center front. Okay, this is your center front, this is my center back. Okay, so having said that, the next thing we are going to be taking is our hip length. So my hip length is 8 inches. So you measure your hip length. So your hip length is usually from 7 to 8. On the average is 8 inches. But if your client is extremely tall, for tall people it can be 9 inches, it can be 10 inches. So make sure you measure your client's hip from their waist to their hip. So mine is 8. So I have that already. Then I marked it on the center front and the center back. So the next thing we're going to be taking is our butt span measurements. So you know, for our basic bodies, we'll take our butt span. So you repeat the same thing on your skirt. It's very essential you do that. So my butt span is 8 inches, so I'm going to be dividing that by 2. So you start your measurements on this side. So my bust is 4 inches after dividing by 2. Then for your dart length, you're going to be coming up by at least 2 inches. Okay, so you can come up by 3 inches, but make sure it's beyond 2. Don't go lower but go upper. So I'm going to be stopping at 2 inches from this side. I'll be taking my bust to this point. So I have this. Then I'm going to be taking ½ inch on both sides, on the left and on the right. Okay, so I'm going to be connecting from this part here. So watch me as I do that. So that is our darts. Then you're going to be coming. Then the next thing we are going to be doing is taking our waist circumference. So my waist circumference is 30. So you divide your waist circumference by 4. Anything circumference, you divide it by 4. Okay, so my waist circumference is 7.5. So I have 7.5 here. Then I'll be adding 1 inch for my darts. Okay, so it's necessary you put that on your skirt, so it will give your skirts this smart look. It will make it look firm and fitted on you. Then after adding my darts, then I'm going to be coming up by 1 inch, ½ inch rather, sorry. We're going to be coming up by ½ inch. So we're going to be connecting this to our hip. But since we've ruled out our hip, we have the exact measurement for our hip here. So it won't be advisable to just connect it down here. So you're going to be coming up by 1 inch on your hip length. Okay, so you come up by 1 inch, then you connect this to it. So connect from this point here to this point. Okay, so we have our hip. So you can see how skirt pattern is gradually coming out. Then on the center front here, come down by ½ inch. Come down by ½ inch on this part. So let's leave that for now. So you start your measurement here. So our 8.5, we're going to be taking it on this side. So this is our 8.5. Then we're going to be connecting it just like we did for this side. So after connecting for this side, you flip this way. Then you take it from this point to this point, okay? So bring this one up here. Then you connect it this way. Okay, so the next thing we are going to be doing is taking our darts, our bust darts. So to get your dart is usually from one nipple to the other. So that is how to take your bust pan. So I have 4 inches for that here. Then what you take for your front is not what you're going to be taking for your back. You know, we came up by 2 inches. You know, we came up by 2 inches from this part, but here we're not going to be coming up by 2 inches because you're not going to take the same thing on your front and on your back. It has to be different lengths. Okay, so I'm going to be coming up by, let's say, 1.5 inches, okay, from that part. So you connect from this part, you connect downwards. Then you take 1/2 inch on both sides, just like we did for. So take 1/2 inch on both sides. Then you connect it. Then the reason why we came down by 1/2 inch here is so your skirt will not have these funny lines in front and it will look smart and it will stay well on you. So here we're going to be closing up this dart a bit. So you close up this dart. So after closing it up, you use your sellotape to put that in place. Then after doing that, you'll be connecting from your 1/2 inch here. So you connect it to your dart point. So you connect it this way. Then afterwards, you connect this. Okay? So having done that, you can go ahead and remove your sellotape. Remove that gently. Then you can reconnect this part. Okay, so if you want a zipper to it, probably you want to fix your zipper on your pattern, you can go ahead. So I might fix 1 inch for my zipper. Okay, so you can go as 1 inch, 2 inches, whichever one you like. Then you do that. So you connect it down. Then my skirt length is 25 inches. Okay, I forgot to state that part. My skirt length is actually 25 inches. So I added 2 inches for hemming allowance. Remember, you're going to add hemming allowance to your fabric. Okay, so this is my 27 inches. So let's continue with this. You roll that down to the last part. Okay, so this is a straight skirt pattern. Okay, so now if you want to alter your pattern, probably you want to make it penciled at the hemming parts. So what you're going to do is, what you have on your waist, there are 2 ways to do it. What you have on your waist, you can repeat it at your hemming, or if that will be too tight for you, then you can take 1 inch or 2 inches here. So I'm going to go with just 1 inch, okay, on both sides. If you want it penciled, if you want it extremely tight. So from this side, then on your hip line, you're going to come down by 1 inch. Okay, then you're going to be connecting from this part to your hip line. I hope that was clear. but you can go as 1 inch, 2 inches. So you just connect it gently to this part, so you can see your skirt is a bit pencil. So let's repeat the same thing on the other side. So you can connect it this way, then blend it in. Okay, blend it into your fabric. So this is basically how to create your skirt pattern. So you can see it's pretty easy and it's fast. So your skirt pattern is ready. So remember when you are cutting this pattern, so this is how you're going to be cutting. I'm going to So be careful when you're cutting through this part. So I'm going to be cutting it straight like this. But if you want to follow through with this, you are good to go. So I'm going to be cutting through the skirt parts. Then you can relabel your pattern so you don't get confused. Make this unfold. Then you notch your dart area, okay? Notch this part. Then use your pin to indicate where you'll be starting your darts, okay? Then once this is your fabric, add 2 inches allowance all around this, okay? Don't add on this part, only add on this part of your fabric. So that is it for the front. Then you notch both sides to know where your hip area will be. Then for the back, we already brought out our zipper allowance. So if you want to make the length longer than this, you can go ahead and do that. Make it probably to the floor length. You can do that. Notch your hip area, then notch your dart area, okay? Notch it on your fabric. Then you take your allowance on this side, then you're good to go. Then remember your hemming allowance. Your zipper can stop at, if it's a skirt, your zipper can stop at 8 inches or 7 inches. Then remember your slit at the back. Basically, this is your pattern. Then with this skirt pattern, you can make just about anything. You can make your A-line dress, you can make your mermaid skirt, you can make just about any design, camel dresses, whatever you want to do with this. So with this pattern, we'll be using this pattern to create a lot of designs here. So watch out for my videos. So I hope this was really helpful. I hope this is simple. If you have any question, put it in the comment section. I'm going to answer it.